Spider-Man Homecoming. So, Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out at the end of this month, so let's go back and look at the first Tom Holland Spider-Man movie before the newest one comes out. And I gotta be honest, I love this movie. I think this is a top 5 Spider-Man movie. I would say Spider-Verse 1, Spider-Verse 2, Tobey 1, Tobey 2, this. I would put this above No Way Home. No Way Home would be 6. I don't understand why people hate it. I love Spider-Man Homecoming. So here are all the reasons why I love it, and just one negative at the end that's just kind of a nitpick. So first off, Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. He is what I always wanted from a Spider-Man, what Spider-Man is like in the comics to me. He's young, he's a little bit naive, he's a genius, he's awkward, he's a nerd, but he's kind of handsome, but he's still a nerd where you buy that he's bullied and he only has like one friend. I love it. I love Michael Keaton as the Vulture in this movie is one of the best MCU villains. I would say he was the best before Thanos. I mean, I think Guardians 2 came out before this, and Kurt Russell's very good in that, but Michael Keaton is amazing as the Vulture. Particularly in the scene where they're in the car, and he says, if you keep going after me, I'm going to kill you, and making him the father, making the twist at the end of the movie that he is the father of Peter Parker's crush at school, was Alan, was very smart because nobody could ever saw that coming. Yeah, and on that topic, like making him a sophomore in high school, is really smart. Making him a high school Spider-Man, something we've never really seen. I mean, got a little bit of that in the first Andrew Garfield movie, but not this much. Is a genius decision. And he acts like a real 15-year-old. And people complain, I've heard so many people complain that like, he's just Morty from Rick and Morty. He doesn't do anything Spider-Man. It's not a Spider-Man type story. And to that I say, it's a coming-of-age Spider-Man story. He's not fully the Spider-Man we know and love yet. He's still young. He's a 15-year-old sophomore in high school. And he has a very 15-year-old sophomore in high school plotline in this movie of wanting to join the Avengers. He's not really ready for that yet, but he thinks that he is, just like how most teenagers think they're ready for things they're not really ready for yet. And so he's hammering Tony Stark. He wants to do it. He wants to do it. He wants to do it. And he can't. And by the end of the movie, he proves himself to be able to do it, and he proves his worst by rejecting the Iron Spider suit, which Infinity War kind of ruined because he's just immediately in it. But it fixes that, and I love it. I think Ned is the best friend we've seen in any of these movies. I think he's better than James Franco's Harry Osborn. And he didn't really have a friend in the TASM movies, except for maybe Harry in 2, but that was a little bit weird and off. Yeah, I like that he goes to like a smart kid school, so everybody's kind of a twerp, which everybody's kind of a nerd. I like that. I think that's interesting. I love this movie. I kind of love everything about it. It's a very funny movie, by the way. I remember all the lines from it. I quoted a ton because it's also just a very funny high school comedy that's also a superhero movie. It's very funny. So negatives. My biggest negative is that oh wait, I want to defend this movie's Aunt May for a little bit. At the end of No Way Home, when she dies, she becomes kind of more of the Uncle Ben figure, even though this Peter did have an Uncle Ben, but we met him kind of right after Uncle Ben died. She gets a lot of hate for being too young, though, Marissa Tomei. I disagree. I think it was a mistake when Stan Lee was creating Spider-Man to make Aunt May and Uncle Ben as old as they were, so I think aging her down is a good decision. And people say she doesn't act that much like Aunt May. She does act like Aunt May in these movies. She runs feasts. She's a kind person. She is Aunt May. She's just younger and hotter. And that's fine. Yeah. Plus, by the end of No Way Home, with great power comes great responsibility. So my negative is the 8 years later. It should be 5. Avengers takes place in 2012. This takes place in 2017. They messed up their timeline, and it just bothers me. But yeah, altogether, I would give this movie an A. I really love Homecoming. I don't understand why other people don't.